for clearing the smog.
Not a problem. But come on, guys. You can't reduce the smog without my help.
想要为环保出分力，来士嘉堡马自达旧车换新车吧。
Extra, extra, read all about it. Mr. Fantastic blows us away.
想要为环保出分力，来士嘉堡马自达旧车换新车吧。
观众朋友们，下午好！6月24号下午的5点20分，欢迎您准时回到我们正在直播的《活在5点》。到了今天的嘉宾访问环节，今天我们为大家请到的嘉宾呢是安省的省议员，他是烈治文山区的省议员，是 Reza Moridi 先生。Mr. Moridi, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much, Cindy, for having me. Well, you introduced me. My name is Reza Moridi. I am the member of Provincial Parliament, MPP for Richmond Hill, and I have a Chinese name, by the way, and my Chinese name is Mo Wai Lik.
Great 啊，刚才 Mr. Moridi 说到了他的有一个中文名字叫莫伟力，伟大的伟，力量的力。I mean that Wei is great and Li is powerful.
Yes.
Would you like to make a self-introduction about yourself besides the names part?
Well, as I said, I'm representing Richmond Hill at the Provincial Parliament, and by education, I have a doctorate degree in nuclear physics. In the past, I worked in industry for many years. I was a professor. I was a business executive in the past, and for the past 4 years, I've been a politician representing the residents of Richmond Hill in the Ontario legislature, and I have this honor and the privilege to do that for the past 4 years, and I'm hoping to represent them for another term as people go to the polls on October 6th.
其实呢，莫维利先生呢，他是这个安省自由党的省议员。今天我们请到他来呢，是想跟我们大家聊一聊，比如现在大家比较关心的一些话题啊。刚才他也说，他拥有这个医学的博士学位。那么今天呢，我们首先the first question we're gonna focus on is electricity, is energy. Like I know the Liberal Ontario government they keep talking about, electricity is very crucial to our economy. What's your opinion?
Well, Cindy, as you mentioned, electricity is very crucial to the economy. Sometimes I say, electricity in our power lines is similar to, for our economy, is similar to blood in our veins for our body. If the blood doesn't flow in our body, we are dead. And the electricity has the same effect. If electricity doesn't flow on our power lines, then our economy is dead. Today, we are so independent to electricity. Even in our ordinary life, at home or here, everywhere we go, we need electricity. So it's very important that we have to make sure that electricity is always there and flows continuously in abundance in our power lines. When you go back to, for 90s, when the previous governments, they didn't make any investments in keeping our electricity system upgraded. And as a result, we saw blackouts in 2002. Basically, the whole electricity went off. So when our party, the Liberal Party, came to the office in 2003, we made a policy decision about our electricity system. First of all, we said we are going to invest massively in upgrading our electricity system. This is like if you have a car, if you don't take your car to garage for maintenance and service, oil change, one day the car is going to stop at the middle of the highway.
Right.
So our electricity system is like that. They didn't invest it in the maintenance and upgrading of the system for around 14, 15 years. So when we came to the office, we said we have to invest in upgrading the system. So that's what we did. We are refurbishing our power plants, and we have constructed and upgraded 5,000 kilometers of power lines. We are building a major tunnel in Niagara Falls in order to increase the capacity of hydroelectricity coming out of Niagara Falls. We are building a dam in the northern of Ontario to produce electricity from the hydro. And also we made another very important policy decision, and that was to shut down the coal-fired plants. In Ontario, about 50% of our electricity comes from nuclear power plants.
Right.
And the remaining 50% comes from hydroelectricity, basically from rivers and the Niagara Falls, and also from coal-fired plants. So we said we are going to shut down coal-fired plants. Why we made this decision? because as we know, burning coal produces emissions, which is, a polluted environment.
Right.
Not only it pollutes the environment, but, when people, they breathe in the polluted air, that affects people's health. The health authorities, they have estimated that in Ontario, every year 10,000 people, they develop asthma and other health-related diseases, so respiratory diseases. And this 10,000 diseases, 10,000 people who develop this kind of diseases, not only these people, they go through misery, but it costs $3 billion for our healthcare system to treat these patients. So shutting down coal-fired plants not only helps those 10,000 people not to develop those diseases, but also in terms of monetary value, it helps our healthcare system to save $3 billion every year. Also, it saves our environment. I mean, we are polluting our environment. We have to protect our environment. The air is a very valuable commodity. We human beings, we just pump, all these pollutants to the air and not thinking about the future of our future generations. So shutting down coal-fired plants was a very major and fundamental decision which the Premier, the Honourable Dalton McGuinty, made when we came to the office in 2003, and we have been following that policy. So as a result of that, we said, okay, we are going to shut down all these coal-fired plants by year 2014, which is 3 years from now. We have already shut down 8 power plants, and the remaining will be shut down by 2014. Now, replacing the coal-fired plants, we have come up with another idea. We are introducing renewable energies. Basically, we are trying to get electricity from the wind and from the sun. So sun energy and the wind energy is environmentally friendly energy. There is no emissions, no health effects, nothing, and that replaces coal-fired plants. In addition, I must add that we import coal from the United States. In Ontario, we don't have coal. So we have to pay to the Americans to import coal from there and then burn it in our power plants. But by utilizing the sun's energy, the wind energy, we just produce electricity. Particularly when you look at our farmers, for example. If you're a farmer, if you put a windmill in your farm, you produce electricity and sell it to the government. Or if you're a homeowner, you put solar cells on your roof, produce electricity and sell it to the to OPG, to the Ontario Power Generation.
Great and efficient.
It's very efficient, and also it's a source of income for households. And also the government doesn't need to invest massively to build power plants. Each nuclear power plant, for example, costs about, say, $8-9 billion. So you have to come up with $8-9 billion capital to build a power plant. Now, if you and I and other people, we put solar panels in our rooftop, it costs government nothing in terms of building power plants. Each house becomes a small power plant, but without making those massive investments. And it is also environmentally friendly system.
Moridi 先生呢，刚才花了很长时间跟我们解释一下自由党他们对于这个电能或者说能源方面的一些政策，他们比较主推的是这种清洁能源、绿色能源，包括比如说风能、水能。他们的这个想法呢，是想要把这个通过煤来燃烧出来这种能源呢是减除掉，因为这些能源呢对这个环境会造成污染。如果说这个电能方面的一些政策离我们百姓生活稍微远一点的话，下面这个问题呢，就可能是非常贴近我们生活的呢。那么是有关这个医疗保健问题。我们现在就问一问他，自由党方面对这个 healthcare 有一些什么样的政策 ？So what does the government have done for improving the healthcare of Ontarians?
Well, we have done a number of initiatives with regard to healthcare, Cindy. When again in 2003 we came to the office, we faced with a situation where 6,000 nurses were fired by the previous government. And the wait times in
That's a large number.
It's a large number of nurses. They lost their jobs because government fired them. They didn't have money to pay for those nurses, so they fired them. And they closed down hospitals. 18 hospitals were closed down. So the healthcare system was in a bad shape, really. So what we did was, first of all, we increased the operating budget of hospitals by 54%. We hired 12,000 nurses.
That's twice.
Twice, 12,000 nurses we hired. And we start investing in building hospitals and expanding hospitals. Every hospital in the province you go, or if you did go in the past, you will see cranes in operation. We are just expanding, the hospital buildings or doing renovation. We also hired 2,900 doctors. And as
That's a large number as
it's
well.
a large number. We also increased the residency capacity for foreign trained doctors. For example, doctors coming from China, from Hong Kong, from Middle East, all over the world, they come to here. In the past, they had only 30 spots available for them. We increased this from 30 to 230.
Wow.
So more foreign trained doctors who came to Canada as an immigrant, now they can, they can go through this training period and become certified in Canada to be able to work and also to produce and serve the community. We also established a medical school in Northern Ontario. We also established campuses of medical schools in Kitchener, in Mississauga, in St. Catharines, in Windsor. So by doing all these, by taking all these actions, we trained, first of all, human resources, doctors and nurses, to work in our healthcare system. And on the other hand, we hired 2,900 doctors, 12,000 nurses, increased the operating budget of hospitals, and also for the first time in the history of this province, we measured wait times in the emergency rooms, because in the past there was no measurement. Now we have been measuring wait times, and by measuring wait times, we know that the wait times are coming down. Now we have in Ontario the lowest wait time among all hospitals in this country.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing, yes. So we have been improving, but still there are lots of work to be done. There are lots of work needs to be done. In my own riding of Richmond Hill, York Central Hospital is located there. I'm a big supporter of the hospital. We have invested a lot in that hospital in the past 4 years, and we are in the process of building another campus of York Central Hospital on Jane and Major Mackenzie, that area.
Definitely. 我们今天时间非常有限，其实Moridi 先生今天来还有很多其他的话题想跟我们聊一聊，但是今天因为时间有限，我们只是覆盖到2个比较主要的问题。但是如果大家感兴趣的话呢，现在在电视屏幕上呢已经出现了 Moridi 先生联系的这个 email 地址，还有一些电话，可以打电话去咨询一下他。Thanks very much for coming to join our show, and good luck for the coming election.
Thank you very much, Cindy, for having me here. It has been a
you.
great pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. 现在是下午的5点32分，我们今天的访问环节到这里暂时告一段落，稍事休息，广告回来有刘佳安带给我们的广东话新闻，一会儿再见。